time for another episode of High in Arizona, episode 421. Okay. Today we are discussing SB 1299, a bill being pushed through the House right now. What does it mean? And discuss it. LunchboxDispensary.com, turning your phone into a dispensary to your door. Anywhere in Tucson, free delivery. Check out LunchboxDispensary.com and get fire like Alien Labs project packs. They got it all. Let's go. Lunchbox. Also find it down here in Phoenix metro area. Sunday Goods. They got a fresh drop. And donuts, I believe, over at Kind Meds. Make sure you go and smoke some. Shout out to the other sponsors. You see them on the screen. Green Leaf Farms. Find them deli style at ANC. You can also find them at Kind Meds. True Infusion. Now, you already know they're everywhere. Make sure you go and try them out. They got it all. From rising carts to edibles to flour. True Infusion. Neverlow Glass Gallery. Anytime you're in Yuma, make sure you stop by. They've got a now consumption lounge available. Let's go. And High Vibrations. Making sure you go and check out High Vibrations when they visit the lounge very soon. And with no further ado, let's drop another bomb. You all like to play me some Arizona music. However, I'm going to make a little alternative switch right here. It's going to be Real in Demrick called Fried Chicken Friday. Check it out.
Just another day out here in sunny LA. Palm trees, good weed. Yeah, yup. Tell me where your heart is at. I'm underground like an artifact. Before the rap, I used to quarterback, quarter sacks out the cul-de-sac, and I ain't going back. I'm out in LA with them old school Cadillacs, where the sun shine, but the taxes is high. We got that good weed and most of the bitches is buy. For the right price, she gon' hop a flight to Dubai. So think twice for your kiss of goodbye. For real, most these niggas out there living a lie. For real, hard times on the grind could barely buy a meal. Shit, it used to be me too. Wait, baby, give me brains, you got a high IQ. A bitch gon' hear I'm through, for she hear I do. Ain't no fool, watch how quick she start DMing the crew. Yeah, it's just the way that it goes. Stay on the road, don't lose control. For sure. Ooh-wee. Skirt, skirt. Don't lose control out here. Don't lose yourself along the way. Yeah. I hopped off the porch quicker, drinking 40 ounces of more liquor, dream more bigger, most can't roll with ya. Used to roll swishers, fucking on your sister. Now they call me mister, but still never switched up. Still the same media chain, turn gang green. We ain't in the same league, you play for the away team. Black out the spotlight, Beijing. My side thing is your main thing. I smoke daily just to maintain. Calm my stresses when I'm gone, I'ma die a legend. Without a question, got my family in the session. We taking tequila shots, made our own way. Give a fuck if they believe or not. The plot thicken like grandma's batter on fried chicken. Clock ticking, got my Glock cocked, I'm out there tripping. That's just the way that we living. The price is risen for the wild and the unforgiving.
Get control, man. Oh my God, it's the demolition, man. I'm in cruise control. I could never lose control, but I might cause you to lose it though. When you see the way I built the bridge and use control, you catch a feeling and you wish that you could use that flow. You can't do that though. You ain't got what it takes to elevate the brakes. You're a useless hoe. It's like seeds in the soil when you watch them grow, and eventually they flower and you watch them go. Everybody got a habit. If you know, you know. Every day it's like a habit and you need some more. Everyone is talking about it, telling so and so. Everywhere they want to copy, and that's a no-no. Gold balls gleaming with the top show streaming. Call me Dr. Green Thumb. Shake hands when you see him. 8-foot bong in the Hall of Fame Museum. Slow your fucking roll if you meet him.
Right there, give it up for Be Real and my dude Demrick out there doing things. Marijuana. Hello, it's Friday. It's motherfucking Friday. So let's talk about it. First, let's start with what you are inhaling. What are you inhaling? Let's talk about that real quick. I do want to bring up this HINA hunt while we're talking about what we're smoking, because I'm smoking you out tomorrow, all right? I'm smoking you out. Tickets are free if you are a High in Arizona community stoner. Only tickets available right here in High in Arizona. This is me coming to smoke you out. Let's fucking go. Now, I'm going to try to make it fun. Maybe we'll do a hunt. Maybe we'll just smoke a lot of weed, though, right? Because it's hot as fuck outside. Do you really want me to do a fucking hunt? Or do we just want to get together and smoke all the weed? What do we want to do?
Bruh.
Lighting up some High Mart right now. This one is the family cut. Lighting up that family cut. You can find High Mart currently at Deeply Rooted, 3 for $90 on that special. Make sure you get over there. Also find it at Zen Leaf, 40% off, I believe, right now. They got a lot of High Mart they need to move. Let's get it. What is it? Had some truffles and cream for the morning's dab. There we go. There we go. All right, today is definitely going to be another show where we're going to sit back. We are going to talk about some politics here in Arizona. I do recognize that I'm talking about politics and cannabis in Arizona rather frequently right now, but this is what the topic is, all right? This is what in Arizona I really would like it to be, outside of just us chopping it up about what's going on in Arizona on brands and socially or whatever. Also politics, also being aware of what we can expect with what is happening at the house, right? A lot of times in my history, I wouldn't hear about things until it was too late, until the law was effective, right? Until they were busting motherfuckers on this shit. Right now, we can actually get in and pay attention to how these things develop. And if we can do that, then we may be able to, help shift, promote, decline, just be a voice in the process. And so that's where I'm at right now. That's where we're at today. Thank you for joining today. This is going to be an episode. We are going to discuss SB 1299. We're going to watch a video and we're going to see how our politicians that we put in vote on SB 1299. Now, SB 1299 has taken on a lot of things. It's been, amended. It's been a striker and things like that. Now I believe there's even more amendments. Now, again, High in Arizona, I always want to offer this platform to people who know more than me about the topics we're over here discussing. One of those people who's joined and has always gamed us out about our Arizona politics is going to be Kush Chronicles' Allison Stein. I'm going to go ahead and bring her live in here before we go to this video and see if she can explain to us what is going on with 1299, what is happening at the house right now, and she's going to be joining here very quickly. She popped on here. I think I made the link a little bit too long. What up, Smirk? To respect to you, Smirk. While we got Smirk in here, let's go ahead and ask him, are you ready to battle all of these Arizona brands? Proper Doinks came out this week and swooped up Arizona weed. Now, it's a full-on Arizona bracket for Proper Doinks. Arizona versus Arizona. Where it is the Arizona Cali brands, right? The Arizona Cali brands that have come out here going against our Arizona brands, baby. Come on, like Smirk. Let's go, legends. I believe we're going to hear more about that coming up. But actually, I do see, I do believe Allison is on the line now. Actually, Allison, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Beautiful. Thank you for being patient while I worked out the kinks. So thank you so much. This morning you sent me over this article that dropped on azcannabisnews.com. Thank you so much for sending this over. It's a SB 1299 amended multiple times as it heads to a final vote. Can you share with us what is going on with SB 1299? At least some key points.
It's really a Frankenstein bill at this point. It's gotten body parts sewn onto it from other bills. It's a striker.
Wow.
It originally came from the Senate. It crossed over being a completely different bill, and in appropriations, House appropriations, late in March, we completely gutted the original, or they completely gutted the original text, and then they decided to attack the Smart and Safe Fund, going off the top, so community colleges would get less, and hush-by justice reinvestment programs would get less funds. So the last time we saw it, it had passed Cal, and it was supposed to go into a third read. And instead, it was called back for an additional cow. So for it to get called back to an additional cow, that's special paperwork. That's it's called an ad cow.
Okay.
So
you implying that someone really had to work hard to get this bill to revive it?
to put it back into cow, because that's the only place where you can amend a bill. I forgot to add that. There's only two places that you can amend a bill. One is in the standing committees like appropriation, health and human services, commerce. Those that like all those committees, you can amend a bill in.
Right, because you'll have discussions about it in those committees, right? And if you bring up points, they'll discuss how okay, well, let's make that amendment, right?
Right.
Okay.
The other place you can make amendments is Cal. That's the only two places that you can amend a bill. So if a bill's already gone through Cal, then its next stop is automatically third read.
Okay.
So you have to pull it back into an additional Cal to amend it. And it got called back into Cal 2 times on Tuesday.
Wow. So like they were like someone is really trying to push this bill through is what I'm hearing then.
Right. And then they added this language about people that were wrongfully convicted having a fund for them, and they're going to take that money out of the Justice Reinvestment Fund. So now it's more money coming out of the Smart and Safe Act.
But at least it's going to those who were affected in like basically a social equity situation is what it sounds like.
Not as so, kind of, but still they were adding it as a last ditch effort so that nobody in committee will talk about how horrible it is because it's taking from community colleges.
Right.
And so in my opinion, I feel the lobbyist behind this was this very strategic move in adding it back into Cal twice, having the Speaker of the House, you'll see the Speaker of the House give his little speech when it's called back into Cal twice, saying, oh, it's just a technical correction. Maybe they wanted that speaker to like give his blessing out loud.
Wow.
And,
so in this video that we're going to watch, we're actually going to see it get called back twice.
Yes.
Wow.
I edited it in.
Wow. This is wild. Okay. So is there any, because we're going to watch this video. It's about 25 minutes. So strap in, roll one. And is there anything else that we should be aware of while we watch this? You're going to join us again once the video's over. But is there anything else that you want to discuss prior to us starting this?
Yeah, the vote goes pretty confusing.
Okay.
Because these last ditch amendments didn't deal with marijuana. Some did. I mean, they dealt with a different fund, and those were under Title 41, which is not voter approved. But it takes funding from things that are voter approved, which is a 3/4 vote. So you'll see at the end, the speaker goes, you failed to pass. The motion, it passed, but it failed to pass the parts that were VPA.
Well, what does that mean then?
All the reference, anything that deals with Title 36 and the marijuana chapters did not pass.
So they won't be able to take money from the funds then?
Right.
Nice. Okay. So that's a positive from it. So they went up there.
So it half passed and it half didn't pass. But it's pretty much dead because you need the marijuana part in order for it to work.
They need that marijuana money.
The budget was tight this year. And of course, they were going to raid the VP or not the VPA. Of course, they were going to go after the marijuana funds. Because
right. But what's fucked up is they couldn't even find marijuana funds for our clinical studies. They couldn't even find $5 million.
Well, that goes to a different fund. and that fund has less money than the Smart and Safe Fund.
Damn. This is why we have Allison on here from Kush Chronicles. She knows, she can help, she can explain and make sure I'm on point. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to watch this, and then we're going to discuss, I guess, what it is all now. What was approved? What was it? What does it mean? Anything else that we should pay attention to before we start?
No, that's about it.
All right, Allison, I'm going to watch this video with the crew here, and we will be back. Thank you so much for popping on here. Give a applause to Allison Stein for gaming us out on SB 1299 before we get into this. All right, we're going to talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right there, Allison Stein. Appreciate it right there. Always popping on. Okay, here we go. We ready to watch this? Strap in.
Order without objection. All amendments which have been distributed will not be read in full. Hearing none, so ordered. Clerk will read the first bill on the calendar.
SB 1299.
Chair recognizes Representative Livingston.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the Committee Whole Rise report to recommend that Senate Bill 1299 receive a due pass recommendation.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Representative Powell.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If everybody will bear with me, I would like to explain.
I'm sorry. Just first, we need to move the floor amendment. Just move that the floor amendment to the engrossed bill be adopted.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I move that my floor amendment to the SB 1299 be adopted.
To the engrossed bill be adopted. Thank you. Now, explanation, sir.
Thank you. This body of legislators has worked diligently for 4 months trying to put together a bill to satisfy those who were erroneously convicted and who suffered abuse and who were betrayed by the actual law and placed in prison. And everyone in this body has agreed that that is something that we should do to make full restitution. And I have worked and searched together with the staff and many of you to try to find a way to make this compensation so that it does not impact the budget. We have found a way, and the way to do that is to file a grant or to ask for some money that comes from the legalized taxes from marijuana through Proposition 207 that came out in 220. Take a portion of that, a very small portion of that, about 1%. There's about $10.4 million that goes to a special fund called the Justice Reinvestment Fund. That Justice Reinvestment Fund specifically states that it was provided and created for the rehabilitation and support services for those who went to prison. So out of every person who files a claim for the monies out of this, the ones that deserve it the most are the ones that I'm trying to serve with this bill. So I ask for your grace and for your mercy in considering this bill when it comes to the floor to help us pass this bill so that finally, we can show the mercy and the compassion that are entitled to these people whose lives have been literally destroyed because of what happened to them. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Representative Livingston.
I rise to make a comment on the amendment.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to personally thank Representative Powell on this. He has worked tireless all year on this issue. I think this is one of my favorite amendments to any bill in my career. And he's worked so hard to find a way to make it work and get it to this point. I hope that this body will accept it. I hope the Senate will accept it. And I hope the governor will accept it. And I accept it as an amendment to 1299.
Thank you. Representative Powell, closing comments?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman Livingston.
Thank you. Members, question for you is the adoption of the floor amendment to the engrossed bill in Representative Powell's name. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Because the ayes have it, do have it, so ordered. Representative Livingston, back on the bill as amended, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the Committee Whole Rising Report to recommend Senate Bill 1299 as amended receive a due pass recommendation.
Members, the question for you is when the Committee of the Whole Rising Report gives Senate Bill 1299 as amended a due pass recommendation. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Because the ayes have it, do have it, so ordered. And now we are at Rising Report. Mr. Majority Leader.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the House Additional Committee of the Whole be dissolved.
Members, question for you is the committee be dissolved. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Appears the ayes have it, do have it, so ordered.
Allison, are you still on here? Oh, man. To me, it's weird. To me, can I have you pop on real quick? Because I need help, man. I'll give a fuck. Like, I'll be the dummy here. I don't care. I am the dummy. Pop back on here real quick, because I don't understand here for what's going on here. I just need a little help. Let me just get a little bit of help here. Let's get a little motherfucking help in this bit. Oh, here we go. Nice. All right. Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I wasn't expecting this like amendment. Now all of a sudden they're like trying to come out here and say that it's to help people who've gone to jail and stuff like that. And it just seems like kind of like fraudulent, right? Because isn't 1299 going to give funds to police to arrest people that are doing illicit sales? Like, I thought that's what SB 1299 was like based on. You said it was a Frankenstein and it's got all these different legs and arms and stuff like that. But like, wait a minute.
Now this one just kind of hijacked all of it. Yeah. They're not going to be talking about any of the bad parts of the bill moving forward. They're all just going to be gloating about how amazing this amendment is and patting themselves on the back about money to people. And it's totally not calculated. If I was the lobbyist behind this and I knew that the reputation that this bill had this reputation, I would find any way possible to change the narrative.
Okay, and I just wanted to make sure that this, because that is, when I watch this, I'm like, whoa, they are painting this way different than as what I'm understanding it to be. And it is what I'm understanding it to be, but they just slid in a little bit of a PR move here, basically, to try to change the perspective on the overall bill.
It's not even a PR move. It's trying to change the narrative of the bill.
Okay. Well, yeah, right, because it is. It's actually implicate. It's changed within it. Okay. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay.
And I'll watch it with you next.
You're awesome. I appreciate you. I'm gonna hit play here. Let's keep it moving. I agree on regulated. It just seems a little like, this is what I watched back in the day of politics when people, I'll pause it real quick, when people like put out there like, oh, Prop 205 is going to close smoke shops and stuff like that. And like, you know, that's back in like, that was like 2000, I want to say 16 or 17. That's like, I recognize back then that in politics, you can really like advertise falsely about things. And like, and it's like all just like to get you to like think a certain way, but then when you read it's not even like that. That to me is wild that you can do that. There should be laws against, I'd say false advertising is how I feel some of this shit is. Bait and switch.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the House rescind its action of today, June 24, 2025, whereby the House passed SB 1299 as amended in an additional committee of the whole, and that SB 1299 again be placed on active calendar, additional committee of the whole immediately.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed will vote nay. Here's the ayes have it, do have it. So ordered. The clerk is instructed to record the action of the House. Representative Cupper, motion to refer to an additional committee of the whole.
I move that pursuant to House Rule 12P, SB 1299 be referred to an additional committee of the whole immediately for the purpose of further amending.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed will vote nay. Here's the ayes have it, do have it, so ordered. Motion to go into an additional committee of the whole.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the House resolve itself into an additional committee of the whole for the consideration of the bills on calendar number 2.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed will vote nay. Here's the ayes have it, do have it, so ordered. I will remain in the chair.
So Allison, this was just kind of was something that, oh, she popped back on. Now, Allison, with this one, what was this? Just like basically like due diligence, it seemed like? They were just had to go through the process to get it to the next step? Oh, can you hear me? Marijuana. We can keep moving.
The additional committee of the whole is called to order. That
It's
objection, amendments which
procedural.
have previously been distributed
That's
will
what I
not be.
thought.
I did this
Read
for
in
myself
full.
because I go
Hearing
back
none,
and I
so
watch
ordered.
these. Like I'll go back
Clerk is
and
instructed to read
maybe
the
in
first-
like 3 years I'll go back and watch this.
Gotcha.
So,
No, I love it. Thank you, because it really does. I mean, you want to be able to paint the whole picture. You want to be able to see, you know, you don't want to hear about, oh, but there was a committee or something, you know? So thank you.
plus, people that don't watch at home won't get the backstory and might not read the article. So I just want to put everything in so maybe those at home can follow too.
Fire.
First bill on the calendar together with committee recommendations, please.
SB 1299.
Representative Cupper, motion for SB 1299. Speaker Montenegro.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move that when the Committee of the Whole rises to report Senate Bill 1299, receive a due pass recommendation.
Thank you. Mr. Powell.
I'll move it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't have any comment this time.
Mr. Powell, there's a floor. I understand there's a floor amendment to the bill.
I can move it.
Mr. Montenegro.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the floor amendment in Representative Powell's name be adopted.
Any comment?
It literally is a technical correction to an earlier mistake.
Thank you. Members, the motion before you is the floor amendment to SB 1299. Those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed will vote nay. Here's the ayes have it, do have it so ordered. Speaker Montenegro.
Chairman, I move that when the Committee of the Whole rises to report Senate Bill 1299 as amended, receive a due pass recommendation.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor will vote aye.
Aye.
Those opposed will vote nay. Here's the ayes have it, do have it so ordered. Speaker Montenegro, motion to rise and report, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chairman, I move that the Committee of the Whole rise and report.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed will vote nay. Here's the ayes have it, do have it so ordered.
I might have been stoned and when I was editing and accidentally.
You might have been. Who we kidding over here? You know you were smoking.
Right
I
over
let
there.
it go a little.
There's
You
some
might
people
be able to
smoking
like, go
weed.
forward like 10 seconds.
Here we go. It's coming.
The House will come to order. The clerk will read the report.
Mr. Speaker Pro Tem, the
Additional Committee of the Whole be adopted and that the bill be properly assigned.
Oh, we don't
For the
miss
motion, all
nothing.
those in
We
favor?
don't miss nothing.
Speaker Pro Tem, I move that the report of the additional
Okay, I'm fucking up.
1299 do pass as amended.
Speaker Montenegro.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem. I move that the report of the additional Committee of the Whole be adopted and that the bill be properly assigned.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor will vote aye.
Aye.
Those opposed will vote nay. Here's the
Here,
ayes
I'll
have it, do
do
have it so
colors.
ordered. Senate
That
Bill
was pretty
1299
much-
is amended, referred to engrossing.
The Speaker of the House just saying that he's really standing behind the amendment.
Okay. He's like,
I mean, yeah, there was a technical correction. but-
99.
But right the first time. When a
Senate Bill
bill's a striker,
1299,
in my
amending Title
opinion, you need to get the shit right, like first amendment. But
All right. I mean, because you're taking over another bill, right? Like you're like, hey, thanks for the ride, you know? And
Yeah.
So like you go in there and like fumble it, and then be like, well, what the fuck, man? We could have been our bill in here.
13, Chapter 28, ARS by adding Article 28, amending Section 30, 2056, ARS by adding Section 4171003 relating to the use of smart and safe fund monies.
You've heard the third reading of Senate Bill 1299. Those in favor vote aye. Those opposed vote nay. Do not vote until you hear the bell. And members, the sections of 1299 affect initiatives and referendums and require at least a 3/4 votes to become effective.
Okay, real quick, we do have some people popping in here asking, so what does SP 1299 mean to me? Late to the party. Just a quick synopsis, if you could, because we're halfway through this episode. For anybody just popping in here, can you, Allison? Would you mind giving just a small synopsis of what SB 1299 is?
It's a bad idea. It takes money from the Smart and Safe Fund off the top of the Smart and Safe Fund, which means all the people below the top, like, they'll get less money. It takes $2.5 million out annually to give to DPS for enforcement of the act. That means going after hemp beverages. That means going after your local plug. And this is an amendment to make it more palatable and to change the narrative so that it passes.
Okay, and so now we're gonna see. We're at the part now where it's it seems like the floor is all voting. What is this process called?
It's called third read.
Third read. We're in the third read over here, and they need the 60% votes. They need 3/4.
75%.
My apologies. 75%. A little off my game right now. Thank you, Allison. Here we go.
The House will now proceed to vote. Representative Powell.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to explain my vote.
Please proceed.
Each of you in this chamber have been so good about coming to me and supporting not just me, but supporting those who've been abused and betrayed by the Arizona justice system. You have wholeheartedly and in person oftentimes expressed your compassion and your mercy to those who are justified in being compensated. We worked tirelessly to try to find a way to fund this so that we did not require any extra money. It didn't take money from anyone else unnecessarily. It wasn't asking for inappropriate appropriations. This bill has waited a long time to be presented and now to be passed. Let me just share with you, with some of you who may be hesitant in passing this bill. This fund, the Arizona Justice Reinvestment Fund, had $25 million, which was only 10% of the monies that was generated off from marijuana illegal sales. 10%, $25 million in 31 months. It earns $10.4 million a year. We're asking for $2.5 million, or 1% of the 10%, to fund this bill, the erroneous convictions bill, which we hope to establish, and from this point forward have monies in reserve to help those who have been clearly abused by the Arizona justice system. We need at least 40 votes to make this happen. If you will study the Arizona Justice Reinvestment Fund, the definition of that fund alone specifically says this: overall, the Justice Reinvestment Fund aims to utilize revenue from the marijuana legalization to assist communities and individuals most affected by the justice system, especially those dealing with incarceration. That's why this was written. It was contained in the Proposition 202 that came out in 2020. The general public voted on this. The general public created this. This fund specifically to help those who were incarcerated. Now is our chance to actually implement the fund that was created to do just that.
Wow.
Help us do that. Continue to show your compassion. Extend mercy without hurting or injuring anyone. Let's show that at least we recognize the rule of law and that we're willing to make restitution and hold ourselves accountable as a government to do what is right for everyone, those in the past and those going forward. With that, I vote yes.
Representative Powell votes aye. Representative Colladin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in order to explain my vote.
Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I want to first commend my colleague, Representative Powell, who has worked tirelessly throughout this year to get compensation for the wrongfully convicted. And he's been very persistent with it.
Okay, I got to pause for a second. Is that true? Is that true? Right? That should be public knowledge. Does Powell go out there and advocate for those wrongfully convicted? We need to find out. That's a statement.
In this latest attempt, it shocks me to see so many red names on the board. I mean, really what we are talking about is somebody was thrown in jail, they were innocent, we're going to get them compensation. I understand that there may perhaps be some question with the underlying Kavanaugh bill and whether there's a constitutional problem with it. I've looked at it. I think it clearly dovetails with the voter intent here, because the voters of Arizona, when they passed the Smart and Safe Act, they obviously intended for two things: one, that marijuana would be legal, and two, that marijuana would be regulated. And obviously, to regulate it, you need enforcement. And
real quick, I just gotta say this. Do you think it's wild how they'll speak about us like this and like not even really hear what we have to say currently? You know what I mean? The voters of Arizona want this. What are you saying? What? Where do you have that proof that that's what we want?
enforcement does further the purpose. But much more importantly than that, I think what they intended the purpose to be was also one of restorative justice. And that is exactly what Mr. Powell's substantial amendment to this bill is furthering as well. So I would urge my colleagues to vote yes on this bill. This has been a very, very heavy lift for Mr. Powell, and I think for the entire criminal justice community. We have the opportunity to get this across the line, and we could certainly use everyone's help with that. Thank you.
How do you vote?
I vote aye.
Representative Collin votes aye. Representative Blackman.
Chair, permission to explain my vote?
Please proceed.
Imagine you're going home tonight after this long process. You get pulled over. Law enforcement yanks you out of your vehicle, says you are a suspect of a murder.
Oh. What?
You go through the process. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. 20 years later, our bad, we made a mistake. Your family has had an absence for 20 years. You haven't had the same opportunities as free people for 20 years. You don't have a job because of the way our criminal justice system works. You don't have an ID. Everywhere you go to get an apartment because your family lost their apartment because you got wrongfully convicted and couldn't afford where you were living. Can't get an apartment, can't get a job, and you're stuck out there. Now, if you think that this can't happen to you, it can. And it does happen in Arizona because I know a young man who spent 20 years in prison and was wrongfully convicted of that very crime that I just explained. His children grew up, they didn't know him. His wife moved on. This is a man who followed the law. Oops, we made a mistake. At least that we can do is help people in these situations. And if you think it cannot happen to you, when you see that siren in the back of you and they are pulling you over, you better hope that they don't say, oops, our bad. With that, I vote yes.
Representative.
Okay. let's give this. Just because they are up here preaching like this, I have to ask, what will this amendment do? And so I'm gonna have Allison pop back on here to explain to me, because I mean they're getting me to be like, you know, I mean that's okay. Like what are we talking here now, right? What are we talking here? What do you mean? So if Allison, you'll mind popping on here and explaining what the amendment is actually saying they're going to do.
I am going to look up the amendment right now so I get it to you straight from AZ Leg.
Yeah, because it's like, is the word may in there? Can you find out too? Because we don't want to get swindled with the word may. They're like, oh, we may help some people out, right? We've seen that with the old clinical studies here. So let's be on due diligence with that one. Thank you, Allison Stein, popping in here. Kush Chronicles provided this video, put it all together. I'm going to give her applause for that. She is someone you should follow on all platforms. If you are interested in this type of Arizona cannabis content, awareness, and understanding what's happening at the house, you know, real life things going down, Allison is on top of it. So she's right now looking up the question I had, because we just saw a very, you know, we're seeing these powerful speeches out here, right? These people out here preaching that this is going to be for people who have had wrongful cases and help people who have had, you know, issues with in cannabis, I believe, wrongfully or however. And it's just, to me, it's like, well, let's go ahead and give it the opportunity for us watching right now to fully understand what the amendment is. They've touched on it briefly, obviously, but that is kind of what we've seen when it comes to the house, right? Like, oh yeah, you know, it's gonna fucking paint fucking everything beautifully, right? Let's get some comments out there too. Chivo, the people breaking the law the most in regards to marijuana in Arizona are the owners of the licenses. They disregard so many fucking laws. How we go from cannabis to a murder charge. I was kind of caught off by that also when he popped on that one. I was like, damn. I've seen him, so like I've been watching obviously at the house and the committees and stuff like that. There's been a situation with Mr. Blackman where he lives. His district, I believe, is the district up north that has Copper State. And it's like I think it's Copper State, but it's like the largest grow, and like he got on in one of these committees and was like, hey, you know, very thankful for cannabis. It's helped our city. You know, we have jobs, this, that, and the other. And it came up, like, because he said he lived next to it, like the other representatives in the committee were like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. You know, like, you know, we like basically say like he had like contact high and like, you know, low key disrespected him. Right. And I could see that he felt some type of way about it too. It was pretty wild. So I've, you know, it's watching this with time over a couple years. I'm starting to recognize some of the players in here, and interesting stuff. Allison, did you end up finding that amendment?
Yeah, I did. I sent it to you. Or
oh, beautiful.
I sent it to you.
Okay, hold on one second. Oop. Oh, did you send it to the?
No, I can do that.
Or if you send it to the IG, I can find it right here.
Oh, I don't have IG on my iPad.
Got you.
I sent it to your phone.
Oh, okay. So. All right.
And I also brought up the original bill that they talk about, which is 2813. And there was a physical note added to it. Means it killed the bill, because whenever finances get involved, it normally kills the bill. The bill would entitle the convicted person to compensation award. It's pretty much to compensate people that were wrongfully convicted.
Okay. And does it list off that process at all? Like, or it just says like as a blanket statement, like we're gonna help people that are wrongfully convicted. Trust us.
I am looking at this bill. We'll look at the Senate fact sheet.
I don't know why my email is like saying, nah, man, we're cool. We're not gonna.
Allows them to bring an action in the superior court seeking compensation for a felony conviction for which the person was incarcerated. And the person was pardoned based on innocence or received a judgment of conviction that was reversed or vacated. I have a question of how often does this happen?
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. I wonder if because normally if it, oh man, that's a great question. I wonder, and is that?
I mean, I didn't really look at the much of into it because it's gonna die.
Right.
We have
Okay.
like maybe 2 days left of session, so just because half of it passed doesn't Senate's not in session and Senate has to sign off on it. We'll get to that at the end.
Okay, cool. I just wanted because after that speech right there, he's like, what are you really saying here? Like, damn. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go back into it. Thank you, Allison. I appreciate you again. All right, we'll talk soon. Here we go.
Representative Blackman votes aye. Representative Pamela Carter.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to explain my vote.
Please proceed.
We heard this in our committee for public safety and law enforcement. It was heartbreaking to see many individuals get up and give their personal testimonies of spending years in jail, in prison, and with the inability to prove their innocence. I think all of us on that committee were in tears that day, and so I proudly vote aye to see this go over the finish line for those wrongfully convicted. Thank you.
Representative Pamela Carter votes aye. Representative Wenninger.
I rise to explain my vote.
Please proceed.
I don't have a ton to say about the bill except what a way that it would be to end the night on something I truly don't understand the red up there. And nobody's really gotten up to explain it, which is even more shocking. And I'm sorry, there was a mistake said. This needs 45 votes as far as I know, at least for parts of it, for 3/4. It'd be great if we could just come together at the end of a tough day, end of a tough few days, and everybody explaining the bill. I'm shocked that we can't come together and vote for this, for the people of the state being wrongly convicted. It just seems like a common sense, a decent thing to do. And I implore you to help the sponsors work so hard on this out, or the person helping with it, Mr. Powell, who's done an amazing job with this. And please vote aye. And I vote aye.
Representative Wenninger votes aye. Representative Villegas.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to explain my vote.
Please proceed.
There's no question that funding is needed for this purpose. If the funding was coming from another source, I would definitely vote yes. But because of where the funding is coming, where we would have to shift money from our child fatality review team, the suicide mortality review program created by Jake's Law, high-risk perinatal programs, which is our state safety net for pregnant mothers and newborns experiencing life-threatening complications, and student loan repayment programs for primary care providers in underserved areas. These are also all necessary to fund. So if there was another source of funding for this program, I would be the first one to mark my yes vote. But because of the funding source, I'm voting no.
Wow, good job.
Representative Villegas votes no. Representative Aguilar.
Speaker, I rise to explain my vote.
Please proceed.
Members, I am a huge supporter of restorative justice, and I do believe that the intent of this bill is good. I believe that it's well needed, but based on the information that we were given, is that there's issues with subject rules. But I do want to extend my hand and say that this is a bill I would definitely support next year, or if we can still try to fix it and try to get some funding in there, I would definitely support it. So I'm a no today, but I strongly support the bill. And I vote no.
Representative Aguilar votes no. Representative Cruz.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to explain my vote.
Please proceed.
Colleagues, I rise today currently in opposition of SB 1299, not because I don't see the hard work of our colleague. We heard the bill in the PSLE committee, and we heard stories of a gentleman who was wrongly convicted of a crime, spent time incarcerated, and he actually received one of the awards during the African American Legislative Days. And so I just want to lift up that I've heard my colleagues share too. This $2.5 million that is being taken away from the Department of Health Services is funding used to help those who are in need. And so I just can't, in good faith, vote for it the way that it is, seeing that it's robbing Melissa to pay Paul or Stephanie. And so I just feel like, not feel, but I just see the need for this critical fund, but we really need to find a way to fund this without causing harm to other communities. And so we heard earlier about, I don't know why the red is up there. The red is up there, at least my no vote is there, because I want to take care of those who need us when it comes to health services and take care of those who are wrongly convicted. And so I extend an olive branch to our colleague, Representative Powell. I'm committed to working with you on this. We talked about it. I think we can make it happen. But this is one choice that I just, in my heart, I just cannot make. And so with that, I'm going to be a no.
Representative Cruz votes no. Representative Sandoval.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to explain my vote.
Please proceed.
Thank you. I was discussing these issues with the representative from District 14 earlier, and I wholeheartedly support the intent of the bill, but for the reasons stated by my colleagues, we're taking funding from other critical programs to fund this program. I cannot support it, but I am supportive of the idea, and I too am willing to work with Representative Powell on this bill. Thank you.
Representative Sandoval votes aye. Clerk will record the vote. Members, by your votes of Representative Sandoval votes no.
Closed. That's tight that Powell got up and said, oh, nobody's saying anything. I don't understand why you're not explaining your no votes. And then they got up and said, dog, you're taking away from other programs. So, yeah, no.
Members, by your votes of 32 ayes, 24 nays, 4 not voting, these sections of Senate Bill 1299 did not pass. 36-2856, 36-2863, 36-2856.01. Clerk is instructed to record the action of the House and convey the bill to the Senate.
Wow. Man, that Voter Protection Act is a gift and a curse, I tell you. We're going to bring back Allison Stein now. Allison, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So thank you. Okay, so like you said, they removed everything that had to do anything with cannabis because it didn't have the Voter Protection Act 3/4 vote. So everything to do with that SB 1299 that had anything to do with marijuana absolutely is now dead. But you're saying there's maybe a couple days it could pop back up, or
No, that is dead. They did not ask for a motion to reconsider.
there it is. It's Godzilla.
And the budget should be, I think Senate's out. I think it's just the House working right now. And it's pretty much like end of session today or tomorrow or Monday.
Mm-hmm.
The governor's going to sign the budget. It's going to be over. That means that the only bill that we would have left would be this one and the research bill, which I knew was going to just kind of fizzle out and die.
Right. Right? That's wild too. No research for us. May.
But this one's for sure going to fizzle out and die. The marijuana part, you need marijuana parts in order to fund this fund, and yeah, it's dead.
Okay, nice. Let's go ahead and applause that. Right. You know, I just realized something too. Now, the reason that we're not having clinical studies is because of the way that was written. It said may in the way it was written. So AZDHS said, well, we may not also. So we are going to take that route, may not. Do you think that applying pressure on AZDHS to do clinical studies would be effective at all? Because, I mean, technically, they could be funding clinical studies, and maybe the community needs to rally to apply pressure on AZDHS. Do you think anything like that would be effective?
That's an amazing question, and I would have to ask the person that is behind that bill, Dr. Sue. I'd have to ask Dr. Sue.
Yeah, ask Dr. Sue, and if she would, I'd love to have Dr. Sue pop on here too. You know, because I think as it stands right now, that money was planned for us to have these clinical studies. So, you know, yeah, let's see what's going on with that.
I don't think there's money in the fund for her to get. Like, I think this still needed to go through because there's not enough money in the medical marijuana fund, because as it sits right now, that bill that had a may instead of a shall was for $5 million a year, and that's not available in the medical marijuana fund.
Right, and that's what they're suggesting. But I think that's something, you know, like and maybe they need help to figure out how we can do some clinical studies on a budget. Right? Come on, let's run it. I appreciate you, Allison Stein, in here. Everybody, go give a follow on Instagram. You can find her at the Kush Chronicles AZ. Always open to, you know, helping educate people on being aware of what's going on at the House or just in politics out here in Arizona. Anything that you'd like to put out there before we get out of here?
No, just look for my end of session update, probably out next week.
There it is right there. Allison, we'll have you on to discuss it. Thank you so much again for popping out here and educating me. And I hope that people were able to pull something from it also out there. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice, right there. Round of applause again. Having Allison Stein pop on. It helps. You can see me, man. I'm a Neanderthal with some of this shit. I'll be out here just fucking shooting from the hip, right? Shooting from the hip. Marijuana to you. Thank you for popping in. You guys made it dope today to hear that. I'm glad that SB 1299 didn't go through. And it was cool to see some of the representatives go up there and vote no. I need to fill out my representative spreadsheet so I can, you know, be aware of who's talked about cannabis, because I really do want to find a sponsor for the medical marijuana micro license and farmers market bill that True is putting together. Unregulated podcast you can watch every Sunday at 4:20 and learn more about that. And I need to find a sponsor, man. So if you're out there like representatives watching, they ain't watching this shit. Jay, calm down. All right, relax. Oh shit, some numbers out there. Funding for research is 40% Fed, 40% business, and 12% university. Let's give it to the university. Shout out to U of A, right? U of A is out there with a hemp program. I've smoked some of the U of A hemp, baby. Hey! It wasn't good. It wasn't good. We could talk about it. It's fine. They weren't even interested in making quality. They were interested in some other aspect of the plant. I forgot what that was, but stoner shit. Marijuana, though, any last comments before we get out of here? Let me know. I know what you want to do, and we gonna do it. You know what we gonna do. Cold water. Wow, a legend out here. What's up, my dude? I heard that you were doing more on Twitch. Shout out to my dude out there, Cold Water Productions, a living legend. A living legend. No longer a legend in the making. This man is out there living it. So go ahead, man, and give that man a follow. He's going to be doing some shit, always doing something cool. Rumor in the streets, homie. I do owe a dab in the cherry. Okay, I'm going to get you right now. I'm going to get it while we're racing over here. Throw a race in the chat. You got a minute to get in it. I'm down for the cherry combo. Motherfucking Friday. Anything? Okay, hey, Ultimate Stoner, what are you doing this weekend? You are the Ultimate Stoner in Arizona. You are going to do what? Huh? What is the move? We got High and Proud over at the High Lounge tonight. Pull up for that. You got, you'll be stoned and proud. And then, oh shit, we definitely got to talk about this. We only got to take Alex Einstein, my bad. We have the motherfucking HINA hunt. Look at, there's like 23 tickets, right? There's 23 tickets that have gone out, right? You guys got to get them. This is it. All right, this is it. It's tomorrow. It's private. It's only with you guys. I got a shitload of weed to smoke out with you guys. Like, I need you to pull up. So I'm gonna issue these tickets again after this race. It might only be like 30 people. That's what I'm saying. We are literally gonna be blowing it down. All right, good luck out there. Ooh, oh, pile up. Oh, the pile up. Wow, we got real NASCAR shit. Oh, literal time says I'm literally gone, motherfuckers. Boom. Okay. Whoa, was that a cheat code? Was it a cheat code? Damn, you in the stands. Okay. Okay. Oh, flipped over. Bear Family says peace. Okay. Protected. You're protected on that one. Whoa, what the hell's going on over there? All right, this is a quick one. This is a quick one. Ooh, dead stop. That's gonna hurt. Oh, I.O. says Scoozy. It's Scoozy. Oh, but now he's picked up a fucking dolly? Random. You gotta get rid of the dolly, bro. You both got a dolly. It's a dolly race. Yo, he ditched his, homie. Oh, shit. It's yours, too, and you're on the way. All right, we'll go blend view. I'm sorry. Let's see what it is. Come on. Good luck. Good luck. Oh, I was supposed to do the cherry. Anything could happen. Bear Family, come on. Oh, shit. Oh, man, what's going on over there? What's going on? Oh, that's a weird one. Oh, unregulated, skipped through it and then gave you the boost, though. Gave you the boost you needed. Will it be enough? Whoa, it's a crazy-ass track. Oh, that was a solid landing. Oh, unregulated on that ass. Let's find what happens. Oh, you guys are both fucked. Oh, he helped you, man. You gotta give him props for that. You may want to smoke him out with your award. You may want to smoke him out. That man just pushed you to victory. Champions, my friend. Keep on fighting till the end. All right. Got time to light this blunt, put a cherry on it, hit it, say peace out. Let you guys finish off, see where you land. I think this one's dead, but we'll just grab enough so it'll make sure to go on that bitch, right? Fuck it. Oh no, it wasn't dead. Oh, that's a oh. All right. It's an option. An option. I'm getting like a terp from like almost like it's near an ocean. It was growing near an ocean, and you really don't know a dab until you do a fucking cherry dab, man. I'm telling you what, you really don't know a dab till you cherry dab it. Am I lying or am I lying? Huh. Fucking lying. I'm lying. All right, guys. Thank you for this much popping on this week. We had a fun week. A lot of politics out there. We talked a lot about what's going on here in Arizona cannabis. It was a fun, educational week. What will happen next week? Arizona never fails to provide something for us to discuss, right? Never does. Marijuana, thank you so much. I'm a cherry dab it out of here. And you know who's representing out here. Thank you so much for the sponsors. Thank you guys for popping in all week. If you want to, I might pop in here randomly on Sir High X if you like to smoke reefers and bullshit. We talk about all kinds of shit. A lot of times we're looking at space. That's Sir High X, okay? Super random. Come fuck with me, though. Marijuana. Hey, real quick, too, I want to give a big shout out to my dude, Aaron, Concentrated Mind. Happy birthday. He's on vacation out there living life, man. Shout out to my dude. All right, y'all. See you next week.
What the fuck was that?